Alabama inmate and corrections officer. According to the Lauderdale County Sheriff, the night before the detention center incident, corrections officer Vicky White stayed at a hotel, and the U.S. Marshal Service says their getaway vehicle was found in a tow lot in Williamson County, Tennessee, a couple hours north of Florence, Alabama, where they fled the detention center. CNN's Ryan Young is in the Alabama town following all the developments, joins us now. Do officials have any new leads?
Hey, Anderson, what a great question. You know, you think about this, we've been watching this for over a week now, or this is the week since that escape happened. This is so different than most escapes, and I can tell you, they've been tracking every single part of this since that escape happened. That car had a GPS on it. They were able to find that car several hours later, but this is the thing. The sheriff really said to us today that the idea that his former deputy knew how they worked gave her a tremendous head start. She stayed at the Quality Inn, like you talked about, the hotel, the day before this happened. They parked that getaway car somewhere nearby, and then they drove that patrol car basically straight from the jail to this parking lot, and were able to switch cars before anyone knew what was going on. It's that orange Ford Edge that they've been looking for days, and who knew that it was found several hours later? It was parked in the middle of the street. It appears that it broke down in Tennessee, in Williamson, about 2 hours away from here. And it's because of that, it was towed to a tow lot, and no one knew this entire time that it was in that tow lot. Now, CNN was actually able to reach out to the tow truck driver who found that car, and he said he put it in impound lot. He was watching TV and said, hey, this doesn't really match up. And that's how they told police last night that that car was in the tow lot, Anderson.
Wow, so he's the one who contacted police to let them know where it is. So the U.S. Marshals put out some images yesterday showing how Vicky White may have altered her appearance. This, I guess, is just theoretical, changing the color of her hair. It's presumably difficult for Casey White to hide his appearance. He's 6'9" and has, recognizable tattoos.
Absolutely. Look, Anderson, when you think about this, and I know you talk to the U.S. Marshals just like I have, you're talking about a big dude here. He's 6'9", over 300 pounds, and his tattoos are something that will stick out. He has two eyes on the back of his head. He has a Confederate flag on the middle of his back, and he has a sleeve on his right arm. And then you saw what they did with Vicky's hair. They kind of made it brown just in case she put that. One of the things that stood out to us, and it seems like no one's talking about this, is they actually talked about her gait, the way she walks. They say she waddles. So there have been a lot of jokes about that on social media, because when you watch the video of her going into that sally port, into that car, you can see how she kind of waddles back and forth. They're hoping that's something that she won't be able to hide, because it's very hard to change your gait, and someone will notice that. But when you think about this man, Casey, you can't hide 6'9". So that was one of the things. The Marshal Service is also saying, and I know you're going to talk to them, they put the triangle on Williamson, Tennessee. And the reason why is because there may be several tips that come in, and those tips may help them sort of circle a certain area, and they can send investigators to that location. For a week, we've been asking these questions. Hey, have you got any tips? Where is this going? That's the reason why they're pointing their sort of eyes in that direction at this point.
So just so I have this correct, they're looking for a 6'9" guy who has tattooed eyes on the back of his head and a woman who waddles. Those are the
yeah,
quite a pair.
I mean, look, you really can't make this up.
Yeah.
You can't make this up. And Anderson, look, the television coverage has helped them tremendously. And you've noticed how open both law enforcement communities have been with us in terms of giving us information, giving us pictures. The jokes that are in this community are so strong that it's actually helped to keep this on social media, and that's helped them get more calls, Anderson.
Yeah. Ryan Young, appreciate it. Thanks so much. As authorities continue the manhunt for both fugitives, more details are surfacing about the wanted inmate and what put him in jail in the first place. CNN's Nadia Romero has the story.
Casey White is scheduled to stand trial for capital murder charges related to the 2015 death of Connie Ridgway this summer. But last Friday, he escaped, forcing Ridgway's family, including her son Austin Williams, through a roller coaster of emotions.
My feelings have been kind of all over the place, just adrenaline and stress and just, not sleeping really well.
White's violent criminal history dates back to at least 2010. Court documents allege he beat his brother in the face and head with an axe sledgehammer handle, landing him in prison in 2012. He was released nearly 4 years later. And in October 2015, Connie Ridgway was murdered in her apartment in Lauderdale County, Alabama. Police questioned White at the time, but did not charge him. And just months later, in December, White went on a crime spree that included a home invasion, carjacking, and a police chase. He was indicted on 15 counts in March 2016 and later convicted on 7 of those charges, including attempted murder and robbery. He was sent to prison with his first possibility of parole in 2061. But in 2020, Lauderdale County District Attorney says White admitted to killing Connie Ridgway. He was then brought to Lauderdale County Detention Center to be arraigned on murder charges in October 2020. White pleaded not guilty, and that's where he is believed to have met and started his relationship with Corrections Officer White. While there, deputies discovered White was allegedly planning an escape that included taking a hostage. He was sent back to prison.
He was immediately returned back to the Department of Corrections. He was brought back to our facility on February 25th of this year. We do